Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Local Pundit. This is your Wrexham reaction for Sheffield United 4, Wrexham 2 in the EFL League Cup Round 1. Yes, take the positives. That's where we're at. And we have crashed out tonight of the EFL League Cup in the first round against our old foes of the Blades. Sheffield United 2, Sheffield United 4, Wrexham 2. Yes, unfortunately, it is over for us in the cup, but I'm going to sit here right now tonight, and I'm going to take the positives. We did the watch along here on the Local Pundit, so thank you all for coming in and watching that for us tonight. And also, there's other channels that are doing well and doing watch alongs as well. Mainly Red Horde and those guys. I know they had to watch along too. So go support all the other channels that are doing that as well. So in this community of Wrexham. So yeah, tonight we crashed out. So here's my take on it real quick, and we'll dive into the manager's comments and what I thought initially. Listen, we had the hot. It says take the positives on the thumbnail, and I agree. We need to take those positives. Here's the deal: never get too high, never get too low. What tonight, after listening to a little bit of the interview with Parkinson, and we're going to talk about it, and we're going to get into it, was that Parkinson was looking at this was an extension of the preseason for the new players. It is. Lots of positive to take out. It was an extension of the new players. So we saw basically a new first 11. That's what we saw. Yes, I think Maka was in there. Obviously, Maka was in there, but we basically saw like a full like we saw 10 changes about Maka. I really believe that it was a good exercise. It was a good exercise. We did not embarrass ourselves. We got on. We never quit. We got on the front foot. We put ourselves out there. Defenders look good. There's a couple questions we need to ask. There's a few questions we need to ask, but I'm going to take the positives where, like, I think Revan played well. I think Scar is a starter. I think Burton is a fantastic 1A keeper, not backup. I don't want to call him a backup keeper. He's a good keeper. I think in the midfield, I don't think that Maka is a midfielder. I think that Bolton did have the best game. I think that there are signs of Rathbone playing really well. JJ put himself about a bit tonight. I also thought that Brunty, although he had the OG, I thought he put himself about. Boyle did well. But again, I think this was the manager going out there tonight. The gaffer was just like, hey, listen, if we go out there and win, it's a positive. If we don't win, okay. And I don't think I'll say that publicly, and we're going to get to his afters in the interview afterwards. So I wanted to win this match. Going in, I said it's ours to lose. But I'll tell you, Sheffield United, who just came down from the Premier League, had some really solid players on their side. I think they should be really proud of themselves. And also, at the same point, we should be proud of ourselves as well. So, anyways, smash a like on the video. Get involved into the chat. Make it live. Let's do this. Subscribe if you haven't before. If you're new to the Local Pundit, yes, live live every day, news and updates, as you know. It is what it is. You can't win them all. Marie says lots of positives. Yes, Marie from SoCal. How you doing? Good to see you. And Aaron says the guys never quit, and they did not quit. They did not quit. Going on again against Aaron, who was on the show earlier. Parkinson sound very positive on Revan today. Yes, and we'll talk about that. So let's get into it real quick as we all come in, as we all do this. So I have this up here, but I'm going to do this one here. Let's hear the review for the manager, Parkinson, and here he comes right now. Here we go.
Beat against Sheffield United in the Carabao Cup. What are your initial thoughts after the match?
We've got a lot of players, some game time tonight, and a lot of players needed it, and we'll come on for that. So that's a positive.
Yep.
I think going a goal ahead and then not keeping the lead for long enough was a blow. I felt the goal they scored should never have stood. It was a clear block. The refs apologised to us at half-time. But I think, if it's a subtle block, I can see how the officials miss it, but it's an absolute blatant block right in front of the referee. Disappointed with that. And second half, that could give Sheffield United credit. They were excellent. And goals, as we know, give teams a lift. And we can always do better in certain moments, and we've got to look at that. But we still had chances ourselves. Seb's got a goal back, and on the night, could have had a hat-trick, really. He was unlucky not to score in the first half, and the keeper's made a great save from him. But I think, we've changed a lot of players tonight. It was important. I said to the lads, this is almost like an extension of the pre-season, getting players who joined us late or haven't played as much.
There it is. Sorry. Hold on a second.
Or some game time, and there was an element of a disjointed nature to the team, because we've only had that one day to work on the shape, etc. It gave us a lot. They worked very, very hard. Of course, there's still a lot of things we can improve on, and we'll take that into Sunday's game.
Okay, let's take all that on. Let's take it all on. Get into the chat. What are your thoughts about that? Sorry, I cut it up there too. So many things were said in there that are so poignant. Listen. He said the first goal that they had, it was a block. It shouldn't have counted. Okay, fine. He moved on from that. He said the referee apologized for it. Now, he didn't take that as a point where he's like, oh, I want to feel bad. He took it as like, okay, cool. This is part of the This is part of the game, and he took it as a point where it's like they, it was an extension of the preseason for players that needed minutes. So we put out a new 11 out there. Minus Maka, basically. That's what we did. And the players do need minutes to get out there. And some of the players out there, I will say this right now, some of the players out there tonight will be first teamers. We might see some of our favorites being sat for some of these players, a rotation. So there is something to that. I like what he's saying. I know a lot of people don't like to listen to post-game interviews, especially with Parkinson. They feel like he says a lot. But Parkinson, to me, seems very calm, very controlled, and he knows what he's saying, and he is understanding what happened tonight. I'm going to put out a new 11. Guys need time and minutes and in their legs. And I think that the team went out there. We were disjointed. He said it in there, too, in so many words. We're disjointed. I mean, the lineup was have they played together? I don't have they played. It was Burton in goal. It was Rev at the left wing back. It was Brunt. It was Scar, and it was also, who else was the other guy? Boyle. On the right was Bolton. Didn't have the best game. JJ Evans looked a bit off it, and who else was in Maka? Up front was Dalby and Seb. So it was a full 11 where we didn't have players that had played together before. So it was almost like we thought. Possibly we went ahead, obviously with the goal up front, with the initial goal with when we went ahead, but it's like it wasn't for the matter. It's like these players haven't played together. We needed minutes, so it was almost a test. It was a test for us to go there, and I take the positives where there were so many players that like shit, man. What are you going to do? Go out there and have a go, have a good time. He will never say that publicly because we want to go win matches. And he did not take it seriously because the players who we put up there were actually great players. They could start for us at any minute, at any time, anytime. So I don't hold this any way accountable to the manager. I don't hold it where it's like, oh, we didn't crash out. Sheffield played well. They were really aggressive. They were forward on the front foot. They were fast. And I give them full credit. And I also give the manager full credit because we could have won this game and I think Aaron said it on the watch along. Aaron said, I think if we had our 11 that played on Saturday versus Wickham, we could have went out and probably won that game handily. We could have. But he was trying something tonight to get legs, minutes in the legs of the players that haven't played yet, some of the new players in. Rathbone just signed on fucking Friday or whatever the hell it was, and he got out there and played off the shoulder of Dalby. And we'll talk about Dalby. Let's talk about Dalby in a minute here. We will. Dalby, I clip it back from before when I was like, I'm in for Dalby. I'm in. He didn't get service. He wasn't aggressive. He fumbled his lines at the front here. So I'm not in on that. So I'll say that there's a lot of things to take positive. I don't want to get to the negatives first of all, because we can easily go there after a 4-2 defeat. But he talked about Seb played well, could have been a hat trick, and he could have done. But I got to tell you this right now. I'm going to take the positives in the fact that the Parkinson wanted to get out some of the guys in there and get some minutes in their legs so we can be ready for fucking Bolton on Sunday. Yes, let's get to this. Parkinson sounded very positive on Revan today. Yes, he did. Marie from SoCal said, I agree, Aaron. I think Parkinson was impressed with Revan. It's going to be hard to keep Revan out of the starting lineup. It's going to be hard to keep Revan out of the starting lineup. It will. I know it's Maka's position. He is the captain. I will tell you, it's going to be hard to keep him out. We didn't play to our strengths tonight. Revan is fantastic. He's a winger. He's not a left wing back, in my opinion. So we need someone to cover him from the back on that left side. So we need a little bit of pace behind him. So maybe that is O'Connell to sit if Scar goes in the middle and O'Connell goes out and separates out on that left side. But I will tell you, Revan is a starter. We just have to figure out a way to work that in. So great shout out there. Welsh Techie, who is obviously very locked in, he knows his shit. Poor officiating, discount their first goal, own goal by Brunty, and the encroachment on the penalty rebound. We win 2-1. Yes. You never want to be Welsh. You never want to be, it should have been this, offside, this, that, you never want to be things could. Football is swings and roundabouts, and it didn't go our way tonight in certain ways. Yes, the rebound off the penalty, he was in the box. Okay, that should have been called off. The OG, he was offside. So there's 2 goals right there. All right, so we don't want to look like poor losers. We're not poor losers. It's bad officiating. So Techie is absolutely tits up and on it. Aaron says, yep, officiating was poor tonight. It was poor, but that's what you're going to expect when we go into the first round of the Carabao Cup. I'm surprised they had goal line technology. Really, I am. Really, I'm surprised by that. I'm shocked that it actually had goal line technology tonight. Aaron also says, not big on excuses, but some of those decisions were really bad. They were. Guy was offside. He was in the box. It's it. Okay, fair enough. And Reef and Salcott goes on, and we'll get back to the Parkinson interview afterwards too. They did an amazing job considering the team on the field that hadn't really played together before. No, they did. They really did. They really did. And it's fine. Let's take those positives. Like those guys that played well on the pitch are proving themselves to be like, okay, what is our actual core 11, our core 22, whatever it's going to be? What is that combination going to be? I think we lack a lot up front. I think JM is going to be a big part of the season. I think Wraithbone showed signs of actually a player who's going to put himself about, run in there, get off the shoulder of players as well. And I think him and Elliot Lee are going to compete for that position of the 10 and 8 through this season. So let's see how that goes down. League is most important. Yes, it is. Kip Anderson says Burton has some great saves. Yes, Burton. Let's talk about Burton real quick before we get back. Actually, let's hold on Burton real good. Right, good. Let's hold on Burton, okay? Let's hold on Burton, Kip. Kip, hold your thought right there. Let's go back to the interview, all right? And
for you to get the opportunity to assess it.
While we're here tonight, let's do this. I'm going to do it. There you go. Come and have your say. There you go. Because come and have your say. There we go. Let's get back to this real quick.
To players in that competitive action as well.
Yeah, I think I don't need to assess people because I know what their strengths are and weaknesses. But this early stage of the season, it was important for the players. Now we've got the whole squad through 2 competitive games, and I think that's crucial for us going forward.
And obviously Sheffield United are a side that were in the Premier League last season, and despite them making changes as well, do you feel like it was a good test for some of the players tonight?
No, it's a very good test because they've got a lot of technical players and had a very strong bench, which Chris was ready to use it if needed. They're going to be right up there again. And so credit to them. They were clinical. We can do better in, like I said, certain defensive situations. But the lads have given a lot. It wasn't to be for us tonight, but we'll regroup and get back in training tomorrow. We're going to be training tomorrow and
Bolton, baby.
Have Thursday off and then start preparing for the Bolton game.
Yeah, so let's take that on real quick. So he understands that this is a team that came down from the Premier League. Chris Wilder is a very, very, very good manager. Very good manager. And he had players in reserve that he can. Sander Burke was out there. He was a very, very good manager. And he understood that the fact that, like, hey, listen, we went out there and we put our game up. And I think Parkinson tonight, and let's give him credit for this, was trying something. He was trying something. And I'm fine with that. I wanted to win the match. I really did. But more importantly, I wanted to also see how the players responded. I think Scar is a fucking player. I think Rev is a player. I think Dobson was missed tonight. I think Evans was off of it. I think Ali Rathbone was absolutely there. Like, he is a player. So, we need to look at these things in the positive. He was taking a negative and making it into a positive. That's what I'm kind of saying. Like, take these positives. And I feel like, this team just came down from Prem. They're in the championship. They have a solid side. They had things in reserve that we don't have. Our squad isn't full yet, and it is what it is. Dalby's a minus. JJ didn't play that awful, not that great, but there's a bit of a drop off there. Evans looked off a little bit, but like in the defense and Callum, let's talk about Callum in a minute there. I think Callum played great. Welsh Checky, thank you so much for the super chat, Welsh Checky. The Reds are going up. Not going to disagree with that at all. And thank you for the super chat. And thank you. That's very, very generous. Welsh Techie is an absolute legend and knows his shit and knows his football. So thank you, Welsh Techie. I'm going to go back to it. Sundays. This is something he also said. Sunday's performance is far more important than tonight. Bolton Wanderers will be a big test and give us an idea of how we are against one of the big sides in League One. That's another shout to his point for the after with the Reds are going up. Yes. Bolton did win tonight. They beat Unpens. They beat Unpens, the Mansfield. So we're going to see how that goes. Let's take this on 2. I'm going to take this on 2. And Burton had some great saves tonight. Burton did well. Kip Anderson. Burton was great. So do not take that away from anybody. Burton was a 1A tonight. I think if I'm AO, he's looking at it like, okay, cool. I want up my game. I don't think there's much competition as of this right now. I think AO is our number one, clear and far between, just because of the fact that we brought him in on probably a pretty big wage. But performances are obviously dictate who's going to play within the sticks. Now, Burton came up, had some really good saves, controlled that back line. Him and Scarzy were talking a lot, which I really like to see. So I want to give him credit as well. And Eric Cole says Burton was great. Will Bose, if you're first, you're last. Ricky Bobby, yes, that makes sense for sure. And again, let's talk about Dalby. Poor Dalby. Someone should buy him a bus ticket to a team that needs him, and he needs them. All right, want to take a minute to take it out with the Dalby stuff? We'll do it. I wanted to give Dalby a really big chance. I think his body is the frame. I think he has the ambition to do well. He didn't get service tonight. Wasn't that game. Our midfield did not do him any services, whereas hey, we weren't feeding the ball through to him. Didn't do well for him. But he also had an opportunity in the box where he muffed his lines, fumbled over the ball a little bit. 2 defenders on him, went down, didn't score, whatever the fuck. Dalby, I'm so early on adjusting on this because I said I want to give him a chance. Dalby did not do himself any justice tonight to be like, hey, I want to keep you in this squad. Now, going back, Ollie Palmer did well on the weekend. Did very, very well. One of the best games he's played. So in that regard, yeah, you see that Dalby is limited. Parkinson might like him. But I got to say, if we're going to go and be a part of this narrative of fucking shit, we're going to go up, Dalby is not part of it. I totally flip-flopped. Fucking politician. Clip it. It is. So I'm just saying it right there. I did it. Martin Tid said, he's played all his players in 2 games. I feel that Wrexham will be there more in the FA Cup, concentrate on the league. Yes, well, good shout right there, Martin Tid. I agree. That's it. I think tonight he was just trying to I think he used this as almost an extension of the summer tour, of the Rex Coast tour. And I think that was very fair. Very fair that we need to get players in. We just got Rathbone in. We put him in for starter. He played 60 minutes. We don't know where he's at. He played 60 minutes, So I'll say on that. Let's get back to this. I see more coming in. No, Josh, you just adjusted based on the facts. Christine, thank you very much for not making me sound like a complete asshole. Thank you, Christine. All right, let's get back to this interview with Parkinson.
Scoring and Seb getting his first competitive goal for Wrexham, those must be positives to take away from tonight.
Yeah, definitely. we've done great on that.
Let's see.
Preparing for the Bolton game.
There you go.
With Will Boyle scoring and
Boyle
getting his
scored
first
tonight.
competitive goal for Wrexham, those must be positives to take away from tonight.
Yeah, definitely. We've done great on that first set play. I think it was Scary headed it, and Boyley's reacted brilliantly. And like I say, Seb has done what we want our wing backs to do: is get in the box, get inside the opposition fullback, and he's done it. And like I said, got the one, but he could have got more. But he scored on the tour with a really, really good finish, and I think everyone can see he's got that in his locker.
You're back by.
He does speak really highly of Seb there. You see that right now, and we obviously they asked about the reporter asked about the goal, about Boyley's goal. What did he talk about? He talked about Scar. He talked about Seb. So in his mind, he's saying, Boyley scored the goal, but Seb and Scar were the ones that made it happen. What is that pertinent to? Seb and Scar are on his mind to be the players that we can incorporate into the first team. Boyley's a second-team player, 100%. I'm not saying he's not good. I'm not saying his goal wasn't great to get us ahead. Fantastic. He got in the first half. Seb was way up the pitch, and Boyley was kind of isolated in certain parts and couldn't keep up with the pace of what Sheffield did. Sheffield had a shit ton of pace tonight. Ryan Brewster, who came from Liverpool, was an absolute stud tonight. He's worth about 14, 15 M's, right? More than our squad right there. So, but Boyley, did get worked about. But I do think that he was kind of put in an isolated position, whereas because Seb was pushed up so far. Now on the goal, what he just said, with the fact of the matter is, like, Scar got his head to it, hands all over him, knocked back down, and Boyley was the man on the spot to put it back in the net. So I think you take it up. He brought up Scar and Seb. Those are two players that I think will be eventually worked into this team somehow, some way as the starters. Maybe not for this weekend against Bolton, but it's on his mind. What that could do also, let's take this on, I will put this back to you lot, is it meaning that he could say, like, if things aren't going great, it might not be starters right away, but I'll get them on sooner. So what I think maybe last year is that he was so reluctant to go to the bench sooner. That was one of our frustrations, because there was that drop off. So not that the defender is going to make a huge difference, but is it Scarzy? Is it Seb? If Mack not doing that great, you bring on Seb, whatever it's going to be. Now, so maybe those are things you need to walk through on there. Let's talk about that. Walsh Techie says, Sam needs a certain type of game, with time and space. I think it's Seb. I could be wrong. Seb needs a certain type of game time and space, and the ball to run into. He's not the physical target man. No, sorry, Dalby. Dalby. Sorry. But Walsh, that's not what our team is. I think we need to move him on. Get him out. Get him out. You adjust on the basis of the facts. Yes. Selkow says, when our subs game and we started to turn the tide, Dobson is amazing. Okay. Brief from SoCal says, basically, we brought our subs on and we started to turn the match. Yes. Dobson came on, other players came on, Elliot Lee came on, we started to turn the match, and that's when Seb got his goal. I think, our first team has played together a little bit better, had a little more confidence. We maybe got to it too late. He did make aggressive subs to maybe get a draw, kind of put it to penalties. Remember, tonight was going to penalties if it was a draw at 90. So maybe he did go for that. Unlucky that we did get to 4-2. Yes, there was a penalty and all that shit happened. I think Bolton did have a great game. But again, you're right. When our subs came on, things changed. Dobson is an absolute stud. Fucking stud. Adam Cruz, who is a local pundit member, by the way, get your memberships, become a local pundit member. It helps the show out, as you know, helps us keep growing and doing more for what we do for you here. Dalby has had his chances to make himself undeniable, but he hasn't risen to the chance. No, he hasn't risen. He has definitely not risen. Let's get back to this interview here. A couple more statements here.
As away following tonight at Bramall Lane, especially given the midweek fixture as well. How important is that support?
Yeah, no, it was great support for us. Tonight it was.
I think we travelled 1,500,
wasn't it? Which is an amazing turnout, and I thank them all for coming tonight, and hopefully see as many as possible at Bolton on Sunday.
And moving on to Bolton on Sunday, a big opportunity to get into an interesting game and an opportunity to bounce back.
Yeah, that's right. I think we've got to build on the weekend, the fantastic win we had. Look at tonight, assess it, pick the team we feel is right for that game. Have a good look at Bolton over the next few days. And go there, full of confidence and what a great atmosphere it's going to be. It's going to be close to 20,000, I should imagine. And when you get that level of crowd in that stadium, it will be a terrific atmosphere, and it's one the lads, I'm sure, are going to relish.
Thank you, Phil.
All right, let's rock this out real quick. I'm going to pull this down, and I see that right here. Okay, I'm going to just take that body language vibe. Here we go. I'm not saying, Welsh Shecky, I think it's a good question. I might get to that in a second. I'm going to bring it up, perhaps we do. And then in the chat, please get into what you lot think of what our start of them will be against Bolton. Okay. Parkinson is obviously not happy what happened tonight, but he's not disappointed. Okay. I think he wanted to see a few things. I'm not saying he went out there to lose. We put out a very, very strong team tonight, but by his calmness, I would say, in that interview, he says he learned a lot of things that he needed to learn, whereas getting players on the pitch and moving forward to see how we can be better. Okay, so I'm going to take that on. I'm going to say that, this is a blow. It was like something we would like to win, but don't need to win. More importantly, I want to see who's good and who's progressing and get minutes in the legs. Okay, now, Welsh Shecky, great shout here. Josh, what's your starting 11 for Sunday? V Bolton away, now that you've seen everybody. We're going to do this all in, off the cuff. Here we go. This is me speaking here for the weekend against Bolton. Away. Starting AO in goal. I'm still going to keep Macca at left wing back. I'm going to do that. I'm going to go O'Connell, Scar, Max, my 3. Right wing back is Barnett. Barnett came on and did really well. Barnett is very, very confident. He's playing very, very confident. Dobson in the midfield. Elliot Lee. I'm going to go Cannon. And I'm still going to go JM, and I'm going to go Palmer for this weekend. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I would do. It's not that the only move out is Stash, because I think you cannot sit Scar. I think Scar is great positioning. I think Stash is fantastic. Maybe you swap out Stash for Cannon, something like that, for a holding mid, because Dobson is there. I don't know, but that's what I'm going to do. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough to break that back lineup, because I believe that he doesn't want to sit Max. That's what I'm going to do. What do you guys think? Let me know, guys and gals. What do you think in the chat there? Marie Soka says, I'm sure that Sheffield's manager was disappointed in the fight at the end and will tear the young players a new one. He probably would. Marie Soka. Not yet, Welsh Shecky. I think he's there, but I don't think he's going to do it. Would I do it? Talk about Rev. Oh, so you're talking about Rev. We're talking about Rev or Macca. Didn't see enough of him yet for me to say that. I think Wraithbone is a good player. Didn't see enough of him. So if Wraithbone, I'm saying we're taking out 3 players. You're either taking out Palmer, you're taking out JM, you're taking out either Elliott or Cannon. So those are the 4 players that he plays that position. So I don't know. I like them, but I just don't think he's going to do it. I don't think that I've seen enough of them to say, let's make the knee-jerk reaction. So I like Wraithbone a lot. I do. I really do. I actually think Wraithbone can take Elliott's position this year, possibly, if he's that good. Let's see. But I like Seb as well. Seb on the bench on Sunday, left wing back in the following Saturday against Reading at home. I think Seb is a winger, not a wing back. I think Seb's a winger, not a wing back. I'm going to bring up this next video here, which is an interview with Seb, and we'll talk about this, what Seb had to say. 1 second.
Hey, you sister.
1 second. 1 second. Hold on. Let's bring this up. Good shout, by the way, everybody. Good shout. Good show. Good show. And good watch along as well. Come on, baby. Okay.
Seb, defeating the Carabao Cup against Sheffield United. What are your initial thoughts after the match?
Obviously, I'm disappointed with the loss. We always want to come here. We came here wanting to win, to progress. But it was a great chance to get more minutes for us boys. Obviously, the team has changed a lot. So it shows that the gaffer has faith in all of us players to perform. And unfortunately, we couldn't get the job done today. But
what are your initial thoughts after the match?
Obviously, I'm disappointed.
Sorry.
To progress. But it was a great chance to get more minutes for us boys. Obviously, the team has changed a lot. So it shows that the gaffer has faith in all of us players to perform. And unfortunately, we couldn't get the job done today, but it was positives to take.
So the positives to take, here we go. Minutes in the legs. Gaffer has confidence in us to go play. That was the message before. He's a player now. He's a player. He's one of the soldiers. He's a player. That was the message. Get out there, get minutes under the legs, and show that you can, show what you can do. Go out there and have fun. Unfortunately, I think tonight we did not mesh in regards to how we can play together. But I think what he just said, take the positives, get out there, show what you can do, and get minutes in the legs. And if we win, we win. If we lose, onward to Bolton. That's what I think the message was going into it for this match. Welsh Chucky says, Rathbone doesn't score a lot of goals. Only 19 in his whole career. He's more a provider than a finisher. Perhaps him and Jay up front. So, okay, to that point, let's take that on. If he's a provider, because obviously we saw tonight that Rathbone was all over the pitch. I think he covered a lot of the pitch in 60 minutes. He said, go out there, give me 60 minutes. We don't know his skill level of his effort level. I think the manager was like, go out there and play and go put it out all on the pitch. You're going to get 60 minutes. So if that is the case, he said he's an 8 and a 10 sitting off the striker. Okay, here's the deal. We need facilitators to pump the ball on the ground to get it to our strikers, out to our wings, which Dobson does really well. If we get Rathbone and we can get Dobson to push the ball out to our wings, to whether it be Rev or Macca on the right, or Bolt or Bonner on the right to get the ball in, I think that's great. We did not. First of all, let's say I don't think we had any crosses in from the right tonight from Bolton, and Revan did not do that as well. We were not doing that appropriately. Our midfield was subpar. Dobson is missed. Evans was off it. But too, if you're saying that right now, if he's an assist maker, we need to get the ball on the floor and assist them to get them forward. So good shout, Welsh Chucky. Soka says, so Bolton is away. We will see if our speculation on different away and home team comes to fruition. I don't think that's. I think it's going to be a combination. It's going to be a full 11. He can't do that because it's too much of a mixed bag. He's going to have to sub players in who are positive or having a good run of form, and who are not. There are very, very good players on this team. Scar is very, very good. Dobson, very, very good. Brunty did not play horribly, but let's see. Rathbone is a good player. You don't bring a guy in and break the transfer record for right now, 375, whatever it was, and not sit him. So I don't think the home and away, we're going to play home and away, is going to be what it's going to be, what's going to be out. But let's get back to this. Good shout, Bree from SoCal. Let's get back to the interview from Seb, and we'll keep going.
A goal for yourself and an opportunity to show what you can do in a Wrexham shirt. Just how pleased were you with the showing that you put in?
Obviously I could always do better. There's things I could improve. I'm happy to obviously get that first goal, but as I said, personally, I think I could have played better. I can improve. I didn't play bad. I played well, but I could always play better. You can always play better. So just hopefully I can keep kicking on.
Sheffield United.
So let's say like there, he wants to play better. I don't think he had his full 90 of whatever he played, whatever minutes he played. I think he played 90 full, but no, best game. Yes, he did go missing a little bit. Like we did lose 4-2. We didn't win the game, so I accept that. And he's saying, I want to play better. I want to be better. After speaking to Parkinson, what he said about why he liked Revan about at Rotherham, he said he called up the manager at Rotherham last year. And he said to me, listen, there was a player there who didn't put his head down. He always kept efforts up. And granted, we went down. We did not play the best game, and he kept going and got a goal. Could have had a hat trick too tonight for sure. So I like his attitude. I wasn't at my best. And we can always do better. Yeah, I scored the goal. It's not about him. It's about the club. So well on and taking that on. So Bolton away was okay. There you go. Bruce says, yes, that's the point. The left wing back is a winger in a 3-5-2, but has to track back to disrupt, intercept, and the opposition attack, and ideally turn it into a new attack. Yes, Bruce. So here's the deal. He was up very far. This is talking about him. Talking about Seb. Seb was up very far. Was putting Boyle on an island. Not that he wasn't tracking back, but he was so far up, and our midfield was dropping back. But I think Dobson drops back a little bit better than I would say who else? JJ. So maybe that put them out and put him on the island a little bit better. So giving Seb time to track back. He is a winger. He does track back, but I think we were caught out a little bit with their pace on the ball between Boyle and Brunty. They had too much pressure on them, which I think put us under pressure, and it allowed us to be on the rails a little bit. On the rack a little bit. So good shout, Bruce. Good to have you in. Aaron says, I want to see Lee, Rathbone, Dobson in the midfield. That's a good midfield. I'd like to see that too, Aaron. And Dobson is a beast, says Silvio, fancy boy. Yes. And Walsh Chucky says, everyone has forgotten about Anthony Ford. Well, forgotten or he's not on the pitch. If you're not playing, you're not playing. So Anthony Ford is a good player. We haven't seen him yet. We haven't seen much of him. So, he's probably one of the sacrificing players at this point, right? Bolton, to be fair, didn't put himself where it's like, we need him to play. We want him in there. So to be fair, do you give Anthony Ford a shot at some point? I don't know. Let's see. Good shout. Tess says, personally, I would play Ford as a backup right wing back over Bolton. I just don't see enough with Bolton personally. Okay, he's kind of a speed merchant. I get that. And including Parkey, Walsh-Tecky, I'm not sure where Ford gets in the squad. So all good shouts. Let's get back to this interview here with Seb.
We were obviously in the top flight last season. Just what sort of test did they provide tonight for you?
Yeah, it was a good test. They were trying to be a possession-based team. I think in the first half we did an amazing job. We kept the ball well. In the second half, we didn't keep it as good, but obviously it's early on in the season where it can only get better. And yeah,
vocal backing from the fan base tonight. What was it like as a player on that pitch to have that support behind you?
Yeah, the fans were amazing. I could hear them all game. They stuck with us even at the end. We lost, but they was applauding us, so it just shows what a great bunch of fans we have, and it's a pleasure to play for them.
Moving on to the weekend now.
All right, so yeah, he's talking about the fans. Obviously, yeah, the support is great. I don't know, 1,500 traveled. I think Ray Scorks went there. Walsh-Tecky, I think you stayed at home to watch the game. But that's a good shout there too. And you're always going to support the fans. He's obviously just I like Seb a lot. I really do. Let's just see how this progresses. Adam says, I like how comfortable Seb is with the ball. He is very comfortable. He's forward thinking. He's on the ball. He wants to get at it. And he said it when he came in. I want to get on the ball. I want to score goals. And I want to be a positive influence and score goals and get assists. So he's there doing that. Adam Cruz, who is a local pundit member, says it's early and we really got to see more games from all these guys. Absolutely. And again, Adam, we're going to kick every ball. Fan is short for fanatic. The local pundit, obviously, we want to be here. We're here for everything. We do the news and updates. Everything. We're here for everything, but we need to see more. And tonight, what I'm saying, I'm giving the pass and taking the positive, where it's like I think the manager and the gaffer wanted to see the players that he brought in and see what they can do and get more minutes on them. Rather than if we got the win, great. If we don't, no problem. It's tough to go. Carabao Cup, FA Cup, League. And Bristol Street Motors, it's tough. We only have 20. We have a 22-man squad minus the under 21s and the keepers. So, okay, fine. We weren't gonna win the Carabao Cup anyways. We just went out early, and we got some minutes in the legs tonight, and I think that's very, very important. Going back to the Seb interview.
Against Bolton, a side that are tipped to do big things
Bolton on the weekend
this year, and an opportunity for you to bounce back from tonight as well.
Yeah, obviously we want to go on Saturday to Bolton. We want to pick up a result, preferably a win, and we want to just keep improving each game by game, picking up points, and hopefully we can get a win there and then keep on that momentum.
Thank you, Seb.
Cheers, thank you.
Well done, Seb. Well done, Seb.
Well
done, Seb. There you go. What's that all about? Okay, cool. Well done, Seb. I think he's, I think he did. I think he did well tonight. I don't think he had a full, complete 90-minute game, but I think he did really well. But again, a lot of positives we need to take from that. And let's see how we go. Again, the league is more important than anything else at this point. Thought we can go in there, and I thought it was ours to lose going in on paper. I'll have to say that. I'll own it up. I thought it was ours to lose on paper, but it happens. Shit happens. So we shall see. Attendance, by the way, 11,446. Not that much. I think we traveled about 1,500 maybe, but we shall see. But games are coming thick and fast. It's Tuesday, August 13th. We just started this. Yes, up, down. Don't get too high. Don't get too low. Okay. We have a game on the weekend against Bolton, who won tonight against Mansfield, who brought them to penalties. So, albeit, I'll say this, the positives I'm going to take is that the players got minutes in their legs, and we got to see Scarsy play, got to see Seb play, got to see Ollie Brathwaite play, and also Brunsey play. So let's keep it going, keep the momentum going. And Burton. And Callum Burton. I keep forgetting about him. Burton did play well too. So let's keep that going. A couple of last ones here before you jump out of here. It's hard to tell who our best 11 will be, and when we don't know our best individuals are. I wish we had 20 preseason games laugh out loud. Samantha Cruz. Yes, I agree with that, Adam. And over the season, it will become down to Parkey. Can we find the magic? He has the ingredients for an amazing team. Let's see if he finds the magic recipe. Yes, very good. I think that's what he's doing. That's why I say going in, it's Parkey time. Parkey's going to know this is his league. Who all those plays? Let's not play favorites. Let's play win. Don't play favorites. Play win. So this will all work itself out. I feel that. I really do. I think there's a little bit different. I think people get caught up in the fact that Parkinson is going to do this. He's obviously shown a couple times right now. Subs early, bringing people on, trying new things. Let's see. I think some of the experiment tonight didn't work. We had to see if they didn't work. And this is the game to do it. Dalby thing, they'll just put it out there. Okay. Adam Cruz says, how about those gold jerseys out? God damn. Yeah, those are Titty City. I like them a lot. They will be here. I'm gonna get all three and myself. And Josh, with your manager hat on, you are clear Dalby. If you had to transfer 2 defenders and 2 midfielders, who would you choose? Hold on 1 second. David Carr, with your manager hat on, you are clear. You are clear, Dalby. I say get rid of Dalby. If you had to transfer 2 defenders and 2 midfielders, who would you choose? Shit balls. Dalby's out for sure. I'm going to get rid of Bickers. I'm going to get rid of Billy Dubb, and I'll bring in. I think your defenders are fine. Midfielders, we're okay right now, but we need strikers. So I don't know if that answers your question, but put it in there a little bit in the Discord, and we can talk about it over on side. But true. And David Carr, welcome. I think it's the first time I've seen you in here. I love that beard, man. That's awesome. And thanks for coming on to Pundit. That's awesome. All right, let's wrap that up there. 4-2 loss to Sheffield United. Some good positives there. Some experimental, get some minutes in the team. Thanks all for coming in. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel already. News and update show tomorrow. We'll probably do a watch along tomorrow too at some point. And we are live Sunday for the game for sure. Might do a game on Friday as well. Might do Manchester United and Fulham to round things out. But yes, obviously. We'll keep an eye on things if things break. Hopefully we get the HP printer lined up and we got a new striker in at some point. So thanks all for coming in. It's been a good day. Otherwise, the result. So, sorry. Hold on. When you interviewed for manager, you didn't have your hat on. You had your grumpy hair on. Yeah, this is the grumpy hair. There you go. There you go. Thank you, Marie. Grumpy hair was due to the earthquake. Absolutely, it was. Awesome. What a great community we have. So thanks all very much, and I appreciate all coming in and having a little chin wag with us after a loss, and it's never easy for that. But we got to take it on the chin. We can move on to Sunday, taking on Bolton. So on that bombshell, like and subscribe. Hold on, there you go. Thank you very much, Welsh Jackie. Awesome. Yes. Thank you. And on that bombshell, we will see you.